Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be learning how to solve the 5x5 Rubik's Cube using the beginner method. If you want to know what cube I'm using, it will be in the link below. So let's get right into it. Alright, before we start solving the cube, let's talk about the basic movements and rotations on the cube. So the 5x5 runs exactly like a regular 3x3, except there are more pieces on a 5x5. So the basic rotations on a 5x5 are R, R prime, L, L prime, U, U prime, D, D prime, F, F prime, B, B prime. And they would work exactly on a 3x3, so R, R prime, L, L prime, U, U prime, D, D prime, F, F prime, and B, B prime. If you guys don't know how to solve a regular 3x3 or need help with cube notations, check the videos down in the link below. Okay, after scrambling your 5x5, the first step in order to solve the 5x5 is to complete all of the centers, which is like a 3x3 area on the inside. So this will be a center, and we'll be completing this whole center here, and there are 6 of them. So white, yellow, red, blue, orange, and green. And they would all be the same. So white, orange, yellow, red, green, and blue. We'll just make a middle bar like this, so have a center and 2 other white edge center pieces, if that's what we're gonna call it, and attach them. So just attach them like this, just move them around. Find another one without messing it up, then add it. Okay. So we're going to make another 2 more bars to complete this white center. So without messing it up, just find another bar. Okay, we have these 2 here and these 2 here, so we're going to bring this all the way down here and connect it. Right? We're going to have this here. Okay, we're going to bring this down and have this on the bottom at the top here, and have these 2 on the bottom. And we're going to bring this up, move it out of the way, then bring this back down, and then bring this back and insert it. Then we have 2 of the bars completed. Next we're going to complete the final bar. So find the pieces. So here I'm going to bring this down. So remember it's empty here. Bring this down, okay? And the empty spot is here. I'm going to find that last center white piece. So it's here, okay? Then we want to keep the empty piece at the top, okay? So it's at the top, and you want to keep this at the bottom. Or we could have this at the bottom and this at the top, but this is much easier. So keep this at the bottom and do what we did earlier for the second bar. So bring this up, bring it out, then bring this down, bring it back, and then bring it down. And that will make the white center. Once you've finished with the white center, you're going to turn it around and work on with the yellow, as the white is always opposite of yellow. As you can see on a regular 3x3, white is always opposite of yellow, so it's pretty much the same thing. So with the yellow center, we're going to keep finding yellow center pieces, so we can make this yellow bar here. And there's already 2 pieces already combined, so we just need that final one to make it one whole bar. So find a piece, move it around, and insert it where it needs to be placed. So bring that down, right? And that messes up this white center here, right? So we're going to move this out of the way, and then bring that back up. Alright, that will restore the white center, and then you'll have a yellow bar. And just like before, we're going to do 2 more bars. So find yellow center pieces. So we have one here, we're going to bring that down, and that messes up the white center, so we're going to move this out of the way and insert it with any other pieces that are different color, and then we're going to bring that back up. Okay, so we already have 4 of the pieces here, except one's a bar and one isn't. So we're gonna bring this here, okay? Then we're gonna find 2 other yellow center pieces that we can insert here. So we have 3 here, okay? So we're gonna move this around, okay? Then we're gonna insert this here by moving it around, okay? Remember to keep this at the bottom. Then we're going to do that same thing we did for the white bar. So we're going to move this up, we're going to move it out of the way, back down, okay? And then this creates, well, this already created two other yellow center pieces, but we're gonna bring this one back down so we don't get mixed up. So bring it back down, then find something to replace it with, and then bring that back up so it doesn't mess up the white centered. Okay, now we just need to complete that final corner. Okay, so find the final corner, which is right here. Okay, so we're gonna complete it. We're gonna move it around, keeping this at the top and this at the bottom. So we're gonna do that same thing. Bring it up, move it out of the way, bring it down, move it back in, bring it down, and then move this out of the way, and then we can bring it up. So we can restore the white center. Okay, that completes 2 of the yellow bars. So on the final yellow bar, you don't want to work on it here, otherwise it will mess up the white, and we don't have anything to replace it with it because we already completed 2 bars. So what we're going to do is work on it in the middle layers. Okay, so we're going to bring everything out in the middle layers. So if you have anything here, just bring it out like this. Okay, but here in this case we don't. Okay, so we have all of the yellow center pieces here. Okay, so we're gonna do the exact same thing. So we have 2 here, and we're gonna move it around, and then I'm gonna bring this back up. Okay, and that creates that final yellow bar, but we want to insert it here. So if we move this down, then that will mess up the white here, but we can't move it out of the way because we have nothing to replace it with. So we're going to bring that back up, right? And instead of placing it where it needs to go, we're going to place it on the opposite here, and then we're going to bring it down, and we're going to move 2 places to the left like that, and then we're going to bring it back up so it restores the white, and then you finish the yellow center. Next, you're going to move on to the blue side, as it's a lot easier as white or yellow aren't being affected unless you did something wrong. So you want to make a bar like this, just as we did for white and yellow. Okay, so create a blue bar like this. Okay, find the last one, move this like this, and then create a blue bar. Okay, so then we're going to do the same thing with the last 2 bars. So find here, bring this down. Okay, we have one here, so we're going to give it up, out of the way, down, and then we're going to bring that down. Okay, now here we have one here. I'm gonna do the same thing, bring it up, out of the way, down, down, and like that. Okay, that creates 2 bars. Now let's work on the final part for the blue. So it's not here, so we'll just go down. Okay, then we'll move it around and bring that up. Okay, and this last blue center piece can go here, so we're gonna bring it up, out of the way, down, bring it back in, and finally bring it back down, and that will create the blue center. Next, we're going to move on to the red center. So we finished the blue, white, and yellow, so we're going to move on with the red. Okay, we're going to create 3 bars just like we did for the last 3 colors, blue, white, and yellow. So let's do that. Okay, it's here, and we're going to bring this down. However, that will mess up the blue center, so we're going to move it out of the way and then bring that back up. Okay, we'll do the exact same thing, bring it down, and oh, that's already there. Okay, so we're gonna bring this all the way around. Okay, and then we're just gonna bring this down, move it out of the way, bring this back up, and then we have 2 pieces here, and we need 1 more. So we're gonna bring this corner here, as it can go here, so we're gonna bring it out of the way and then bring it back down. Then it will place it here, so we're gonna bring it up, out of the way, down, and create a bar. Then we're gonna bring it down, and then we're gonna bring it out of the way, and then to restore the blue center, we're gonna bring it back up. Then that will create 2 red bars. So with the final red bar, we're going to bring it down, out of the way, back up. Then we're gonna keep this here, otherwise if we move it here, then we have nothing to replace it with. We're gonna keep it here, and move it out of the way, and then we're gonna bring this final one here, bring it down, and then move it out of the way, then restore the blue. Okay, and keep the red bar here on top of another red bar, just like we did for the yellow bar. We're gonna keep at the top, and then we're gonna bring it down, out of the way, and then we're gonna bring it back up, and that will solve the red center. The last two centers will have some cases, so remember to watch carefully. So once you're finished with the red center, I'm going to move on to the green. So create one green bar like this, then do the same thing for another. So we're going to put this green centerpiece up here, connect it to create a bar, then bring it back down, and then we should have two green bars. So if you do keep doing that, then you should be able to solve two green bars and not necessarily the last one, as there will be some cases to be solving this one. So I'm going to teach you a trick where you can get any piece from the top to be down here where it belongs. So let's say this green center belongs here, so put it where it belongs, so it goes here. Then you're going to do this algorithm. So I'm going to move this one here and then turn it, and then move this down here, so just that layer, and bring it back to where it was, then move it back up, then move this back to the new layer, and then we can bring this back up. And then this could be an example of what you could get. Another example of what you could get is you could get this green one over here. So we're going to move it everything like this, like that, and then align like that. So move it down, move into a new layer, move this down also, move it back to where it was, up, and then back over here, and then bring it back up, and then that should create the two last two centers. Cases can appear anytime, so just be aware of that. So now we're going to be making stuff like this. This is called an edge bar, and we're going to be starting on any edge piece. So we'll be starting on this blue and white one. So you want to find other edge pieces, and you want to move them across from each other like this one here, and align them. It doesn't matter if they're flipped around, but later on we'll be doing the flipping algorithm to flip that, so it aligns correctly. So we're going to find another one. So this one, this edge piece is here, so we're going to bring this up that way and down, so then this can align. So these three pieces are the same colors, but they're differently flipped. So we're going to do, bring it back, then we're going to flip each edge separately. So the flipping algorithm is R, U, R prime, F, R prime, F prime, R. Alright, that flips that edge, okay? So if we bring it back like this, now it will be connected. So we're going to keep that there. Then we're going to move on to the other one and do the same algorithm, which is R, U, R prime, F, R prime, F prime, R. And that flips that edge. So as you can see, it was on the top, now it's on the bottom, and flipped at the same time. So we're going to bring that over here, and like that, and that will create a bar. So what we're going to do is move out of the way and replace it with any of these unsolved edge bar pieces. So we're going to bring it out and replace it with this one here and down. Then finally we're going to restore the edges. So, and that will create another bar like this. Now that should be pretty simple, so just complete those all of those bars, and there's a 50-50 chance to get a parity case, which we'll talk in a little bit. You may get up to a point where you've paired up a lot of edges and there aren't any unsolved edge bars like this to replace it with on the top or bottom layers. So you would have two bars like this that you want to complete, however there aren't anything to replace it with. So what you're going to do is either turn the cube upside down, or if it's on the top layer, but if there isn't, then eventually you'll get to a point where you cannot replace it with anything. So in this case, you would have to learn a new way to pair up the edges. So if this one can pair up with this one, we're going to flip this edge. So we're going to do R, U, R prime, F, R prime, F prime, R. That flips it. Then we're going to bring this edge over, and then we're going to flip that same edge around. So, and just remember, don't get mixed up with the other one that was already here. Then we're going to bring that same layer to restore the edges, and that will get that center or edge piece already completed. Then you'd have this last edge piece that you want to connect, but you can't connect it like this because you can't replace it with anything. So we're going to flip it. So we're going to do R, U, R prime, F, R prime, F prime, R. That flips it. Then we're going to turn the cube around. Or you could just do it from the bottom layer. So we're going to do that same thing that we did before. So we're going to do this, right? And then we're going to flip this edge by doing R, U, R prime, F prime, R, F prime, R. Then we're going to bring that edge to restore it, and that will complete this center. And there's a 50% chance to get this parity case, or then you solved all the edges. But unlike on my one, I have the parity case. So the parity case is 50% chance, as I said before, and that is if you have one flipped edge and the other two already solved. So the parity algorithm is double R, U2, X, which means to rotate it so it faces the bottom, R, U2, R, U2, 3 R prime down, like that. And then you're going to do U2, L, U2, R prime, U2, R, U2, R prime, U2, and then we're going to do R. And that flips this edge. So if that was confusing, remember to take notes on the algorithm so you can remember. It's not that hard. Once you practice it over a couple times, then it'll get into your head. And finally, the last step is pretty much the easiest. You just want to solve it just like a regular 3x3, which is with the edges, corners, and centers. So what you're going to do is just solve it like a 3x3. So you can do the beginner or any other method you want. I'm doing an advanced method, C4. Then that solves your very first 5x5 Rubik's Cube. If you're wondering what cube I'm using, it will be in the link below. If you need help with any other cube notations or other Rubik's Cube tutorials, it will be in my YouTube channel. So thank you all for watching this video, and I hope you guys have learned something new. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.